teams are struggling. We're going to get to see 5 of the top 100 prospects in all of minor league baseball this week. As again, the Trash Pandas face Biloxi. Chris, it should be a fun week of baseball.
Yeah, 4 of the top 100 prospects are going to be in the lineup today for both teams. You have Arjun Namala for Rocket City, a shortstop. Jesus Made, shortstop for Biloxi. And they had some big news today in the Brewers organization with Luis Pena, the number 2 prospect for the Brewers, making the jump from high A to double A, a very high-profile promotion in minor league baseball today.
We'll tell you a little bit more about that, but first we have our national anthem. We go down to the field for that. It's performed by the Grissom Chamber Choir. And for those of you on radio, we also have a color guard before we get the performance started, and we'll join that in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the area behind home plate and join us in welcoming tonight's Thompson Roofing and Construction National Anthem performer, the Grissom and Chamber Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That is the Grissom High School Chamber Choir with our national anthem, and we'll just wait for the colors to depart before we resume action this evening, which is, by the way, brought to you by the Grissom JROTC. It is Grissom High School night here at the ballpark. And the colors have now departed, and we are ready to go. Again, Trash Pandas looking to turn the tide this evening and this week. The good news is, despite the struggles, they are still 2 games up on Birmingham for that final playoff spot. Here's the starting lineup, though, for the Biloxi Shuckers, who are, because of that 11-game losing streak, they are now 55-55 on the year, 20-25 for the second half. Braylon Payne will lead things off, and he will patrol center field. Jesus Made will bat second and play short, one of the top prospects in all of minor league baseball. Andrew Fisher, very good power hitter, will bat third and be the designated hitter. Josh Adamchevsky, one of the top 100 prospects in all of MILB, he'll bat cleanup and play left. Hitting fifth, and like Chris mentioned, just recently called up, it'll be Luis Pena playing third base and hitting fifth. Matthew Wood will do the catching and hit sixth. In the 7th position will be the right fielder, Damon Keith. Batting 8th will be Mike Bovee. He will play first base, and hitting 9th and playing second is Dylan O'Ray. There's a look at Austin Gordon on the hill. Austin's been riding a hot streak of late, 6-6, a 4.56 ERA. He picked up Rocket City's lone win last week over Knoxville by the final score of 6-1. We'll get you the numbers from that game here very shortly. Here's the defense that'll play behind him. Left to right it goes Micheletti, Flint, and DeJesus. Third to first, Monroe, Nimala, McCroskey, and then Bartolero as Nick Rodriguez gets the night off. Behind the plate will be Jacob Cozart, and on the hill again is Austin Gordon. And like I mentioned, he's 6-6 with a 4.56 ERA in that last game against Knoxville. 6 innings, 4 hits, only 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 8, walked 1, and again Rocket City 6-1. Here's a look at your umpires. Behind the plate calling the balls and strikes is Chad Westlake. He's the crew chief. At first is Trey Ward, and your third base umpire is Emmanuel Perez. Biloxi royal blue tops, gray bottoms, the capital white letter B on the left lapel with the Shucker clam in the middle of that with black trim. You also got a small white numeral on the right lapel with black trim, large white numeral on the back with black trim, and the player's last name atop that number in white capital letters with black trim as well. As Gordon looks in, he's into his wind. First pitch of the game is a fastball called a strike. We are underway. It's 0-1, and first pitch is at 6:36 on a warm but much less humid evening. It is far more comfortable out there than it's been in recent weeks. The 0-1 swung and missed very late on the fastball. That time was Payne, who's at 286, no homers or RBI. For Biloxi, they're wearing the royal blue cap tonight with that same capital white letter B in the middle with black trim and the Shucker clam in the middle. Pitch is hit on a bounce to third. To his left, Monroe pats the glove, fires to first, close but in time as Payne was busting it down the line. 5-3 on the putout, and 1 up, 1 gone in the first inning for Jesus Made. 279, 13 home runs, and 79 driven in. So Made to the plate. In fact, some publications will tell you he is the top prospect in all of minor league baseball. Open stance for the left-handed hitter, and he goes after it and sails it into right center, but on the move coming in is DeJesus. Made goes after the first pitch he sees, flies out to right. 2 quick outs in the first inning for Andrew Fisher, the designated hitter. 246, 17 homers, and 37 driven in.
Yeah, for Made, of course, we saw him back in April when he was making his Double-A debut. He has since turned 19 years old and saw him in Biloxi at the end of April, but special young player. I think one of the things we'll see in this series is got a lot of great talented players, some of them trying to find their own and what they can do as a player.
Fastball swung on and missed, and count 0-1 to Fisher. By the way, Rocket City, white tops, white bottom, says Trash Pandas across the front in black capital lettering with red trim, raccoon's tail at the end, the S, that is black, white, and blue. Next pitch is a curveball that caught the inside corner, 0-2, and a chance for Gordon to end the inning. Powder blue numeral on the left hip with red trim, powder blue numeral on the back with red trim, white breeches, the powder blue cap, black bill, and sprocket shooting through the trash can in the middle. So the count 0-2, a chance here for Gordon to wrap up the inning. He goes into his wind, the 0-2. Just missed high, and it will run to a ball and 2 strikes. By the way, last time we had a home game, the Trash Pandas won a couple of Sundays ago against Birmingham, which is brought to you by Twice Daily. Twice Daily Rewards members get a $1 slice off of pizza the following day. Limit 1 per loyalty account. As the pitch is rolled at first, near the line fielding Bartolero. He'll run to the bag in time, 3 unassisted, and a very nice start to the evening for Austin Gordon as he retires. go to the bottom of the first inning. 1-2-3 wins Biloxi in the top half, and now the Trash Pandas come to the plate with a record of 57-56 overall, 22-23 for the second half. Eddie Micheletti Jr. will lead things off and play left. 238, 15 home runs, 48 driven in against the lefty J.D. Thompson, and the fastball is swung through and missed. It's 0-1. Arjun Namala will bat second and play short. The three-man will be the hot-hitting Jake Monroe. He plays third. He's reached base in 30 consecutive games. Here's the 0-1. There's another strike. Four-seam fastball. It will go to 0-2. Jacob Cozart, fresh off a home run on Sunday, will bat cleanup and do the catching. Caleb Bartolero hits fifth and plays first. Tucker Flint out in center field is in the sixth spot. Randy DeJesus will bat seventh and patrol right. Cole Fontanelle in the lineup this evening. He'll be the designated hitter and hit eighth. Batting ninth is Matt McCroskey. He's at second base. The 0-2. Going to miss low, that time with a sinker. 1 ball and 2 strikes against J.D. Thompson, only in his second appearance for Biloxi. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 6 so far. He's out of Rusk High School in Rusk, Texas. As the pitch is swung and missed. Slider high and tight, and Micheletti a little overzealous with that one. He fanned at it. Strikeout number 1 for Thompson. Out number 1 in the first inning for Arjun Namala. 271, 4 home runs, and 14 driven in. Here's the defense for the Shuckers. Left to right, it's Adam Chevsky, followed by Payne and then Keith. Third to first, Pena, Made, followed by O'Ray and Bovey. Behind the plate, Wood, and on the hill again is Thompson, whose first pitch is down and into Namala. It's 1-0.
Well, Josh, one thing we learned about last week, obviously two of these teams played well. I'll finish this after this next pitch from Thompson.
From the belt is the left-hander. High leg kick, the pitch. Fastball high and away. It's 2-0.
Biloxi, one of the most struggling pitching staffs in all of minor league baseball. They gave up 58 runs last week to Pensacola, a mix of Pensacola swinging a hot bat, but this is the team that's really struggled to pitch lately.
Next pitch, there's another strike. That was a slider. It will go to 2-1. And also, let's give credit where it was due for Rocket City last week. Knoxville played some good baseball. And want to know if it's carried over? Well, right now, Knoxville is playing Pensacola down in Florida. As fastball is away, it's 3-1 now. Bottom one, 9-0. Smokies with the lead.
Oh, they scored first, though.
Yeah, they did score first several times over. They are some type of hot right now, are the Smokies. 3-1 to the right-handed hitter. Thompson fires, and that pitch is rolled at short. Moving to his left along 2 hops is Made. Throw to first is in time. That'll be out number 2. Just something to keep in mind. Made at short and Pena at third. 2 19-year-olds on the left side of the infield. Don't be surprised if they make a boot or 2.
Yeah, but I mean, it's exciting if you're a Brewers fan.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You look over there, that left side of the infield, you see future for sure. But
and if you want to extend this a little more, I talked about the left side of the infield. Go out to left field as well in Adam Chevsky. They're doing okay. As the first pitch misses high, 1-0. And again, the beauty about winning the first half division title, all you got to do is get right for 1 week in September. Monroe, 333, 4 homers and 27 driven in. 1-0. Fastball will miss away. 2 balls and no strike. Jake had another good week. He finished 8 of 22 for the series. Had a home run and 2 RBI. Actually, 3 RBI. The 2-0. Pitch misses high. That was a slider. It'll run to 3 balls and no strikes. He has reached base in 46 of his last 47 games. That dates back to the end of his time at Tri-City. The set again, the 3-0. Here it is. Fastball, that was outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Monroe. Walk number 1 by Thompson, first base runner of the game for either team. And 1 on with 2 out for Jacob Cozart, 247, 12 home runs, and 51 driven in.
And didn't waste any time to extend that on-base streak to 31 games, too.
So he'll reach first. We'll see if they put him on the move. 6 of 7 in the stolen base department. Cozart ready to go. Left on left matchup. First pitch, runner goes. Pitch is hit, foul, back to the screen. 0-1. That's one thing that Rocket City wasn't able to do a whole lot last week because they were behind so often. Get someone on base, get them moving, try to loosen up that defense. We'll see if they put Monroe on the move again. Thompson out of Vanderbilt. I mentioned he's from Rusk, Texas. He was actually born in Tyler. Played right up the road, though, in Nashville for the Commodores. Here's the set. And the 0-1. Fastball, there's a strike. It'll go to 0-2 and a chance for Thompson to end the inning. He's a second-round pick of the Brewers. That happened just last season, so they like this guy. He's coming off of one rough showing to begin his Double-A career. He's got a fastball, curve, slider, and changeup, and now a throw to first, and Monroe is back standing. Cozart digs back in, wind drifting out toward right. Next pitch. Curveball is hit foul off the front railing of the Rocket City dugout. It'll remain at 0-2, and actually that was more of a slider. Thompson was one of 7 different Vanderbilt players selected in the 2025 draft. That's very impressive. Here's the set. The 0-2. Swung on, belted into right, along the line. Is it going to stay fair? It will. A 2-run homer for Jacob Cozart. His second in as many at-bats. Home run number 13, RBI 52 and 53, and that helps turn the mojo around. It's 2-0.
Yeah, grab a 2-0 lead here in the first inning, and that was a slider left up by Thompson, enough for him to get extension on it. And how about Cozart? Now, talk about these guys that joined us after the trading deadline, and you off to a little bit of a slow start, but not Cozart. That's his 3rd home run as a Trash Panda.
So left on right, here's Caleb Bartolero, 240, 5 home runs, 32 driven in, and he fans at the first pitch, a fastball. And 94, 0-1. We didn't have any metrics on that, but boy, that was a rainmaker. It went to the back of the rock porch down that right field line. Wind blowing out that way. Here's the kick and delivery. Fastball right through there. And it will go to 0-2, and once again, a chance for Thompson to wrap up the inning. Fans Defense Pest Solutions is a proud sponsor of Rocket City Trash Pandas Baseball, on a service you can trust to protect what matters most. That's Defense Pest Solutions. Next pitch is a fastball called strike 3 to Bartolero. He's down on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 2 for Thompson, and the inning is over. But Rocket City takes an early lead on a 2-run homer by Jacob Cozart. That was the only hit of the frame. No errors, no one left on base. At the end of 1, Rocket top of the Northrop Grumman second inning, 2-0 Rocket City with the early lead. 2 up for the Shuckers, middle part of the order. Adam Chevsky followed by Pena and then Wood. First pitch is a looping curveball that stays high by Austin Gordon, and it's 1-0. Adam Chevsky, this is going to be one of the guys to look out for. 5'11", $190. He is only 21 as the fastball will miss high. Going to even at a ball and a strike. Named the Brewers' number 4 prospect according to Baseball America, and the 80th ranked overall by Baseball America. Very impressive looking lineup. That's why the 11-game losing streak is so bewildering.
He moved up to, I believe, to number 73. Pipeline released a fresh top 100 on Monday or yesterday, and he jumped up a little bit.
Fastball cut on and miss. It's 2-1. 289, 7 homers, 28 driven in. Right against left. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball lined out into left. Going back on it, though, is Micheletti just shy of the warning track. He'll make the catch as Adam Chevsky hit that ball hard, but out. One away in the Northrop Grumman second for Luis Pena, about to make his Double-A debut. All zeros for him as you look at the flyout again. By the way, 85 degrees here at first pitch. Not a cloud in the sky and wind blowing out to right field. Just a lovely night for baseball. Pena and Made have been playing together for the last several years coming up through the Brewers system as the curveball misses low 1-0, and they were both actually grew up together down in the Dominican as well, so they're very familiar with each other, and that should really help ease Pena's transition into Double-A ball. As the pitch will miss high, that was a fastball. It will go to 2 balls and no strikes.
The interesting things I remember from back in April, he had an incident where he collapsed in the dugout with Wisconsin, was on the shelf a little bit, but nothing was seriously wrong, which was great to hear.
Fastball slice foul off to the right. Going to go to 2-1. Brewers number 2 prospect, again, Baseball America, number 21 in all of baseball. Called up on the 18th, which is today. Pitch is swung and slap foul off to the right. It'll run to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit .298 for High A Wisconsin at the time of his call-up. Also stole 27 bases in only 51 games. Gordon ahead in the count against the right-handed hitter. Open stance. The 2-2 is on the way. Curve, swing and a miss, strike 3. He broke out the deuce. Pena way out in front. Strikeout number 1 for Gordon. Out number 2 in the Northrop Grumman second inning for Matthew Wood.
The things I was reading about Pena was very, very susceptible to chasing the breaking balls, and obviously a nice job there by Gordon to give him a curveball. I don't see many curveballs early in the ball game from Awesome, and that was a great one.
Wood, 256, 15 home runs and 58 driven in, and the fastball is away. 1-0, and let's face it, for Pena, in order for him to take that next step, he's going to have to get used to those breaking balls. He'll get a healthy dose from now until the end of the season as the 1-0. Curveball, that one went off the mid of Kozar, and I think it caught home plate umpire Chad Westlake in the mask. He's fine. 2-0. Wood, we've seen him the last couple of seasons. Solid all-around player. Open stance from the left-hand batter's box. It's the 2-0. That misses high. Fastball, and will run to 3-0. For Gordon, this is his 4th appearance against Biloxi. Remember, he pitched opening night against these guys back on April the 3rd and struggled. 4 runs on 6 hits in 3 innings, part of a no decision as the pitch is a strike. 3-1, and then he faced the Shuckers twice down in South Mississippi. Went 0-1 and combined to allow 8 earned runs over 8 innings on 9 hits. So he's had a rough go against these guys. 3-1, breaking pitch over the outside corner. That was a slider that time. Wood didn't like it. He has a word or two with Chad Westlake, and now a payoff pitch due to Matthew Wood. He'll now step out of the box.
Gordon's a much different pitcher now than he was, though, back at the end of April.
Payoff pitch, curve, and that one just stayed high. He went back to the deuce, but it did miss high and away, not by much, and that's the problem with falling behind in the count. When you're just off on a 3-2 pitch, that's the end of the at-bat. You just wish one of those earlier pitches had gone through. That'll be a 2-out walk. Wood would trot to first. Walk number 1 by Wood, or by Gordon, rather. And now Damon Keith. We've seen this guy the last couple of seasons, but boy, he has really surged this season. 296, 7 home runs, 31 driven in. In fact, I'll make a point here in just a moment. As the fastball is a strike, 0-1. You look at their lineup, 1 through 9. Now, don't include Pena. This is his first game. They have only 1 player hitting below 250, and that's Fisher at 246. He's got 17 home runs. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit foul off to the right. It's 0-2. And by the way, they're doing all this without Blake Burke, who was just sent to AAA Nashville. They have boppers everywhere.
Keith has some good history against Gordon at 4 hits, 6 at-bats, 2 doubles. Mike Bovee had him for a home run.
0-2. Swing and a miss. He got the fastball by him. Going down to a knee on the swing is Keith. He'll come up empty. Second strikeout by Gordon. Both coming this inning, and down go the Shuckers in the top of We go to the bottom of the Northrop Grumman second inning. Rocket City leading it 2-0. Before we do, let's give our stations a chance to identify themselves. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. Flint, DeJesus, and Fontanelle, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, do it for Rocket City, and the fastball will miss low. 1-0. By the way, we also want to welcome those of you watching on 31.6 Way More Television, our TV partner for the 2026 season. Flint stands in 233, 10 home runs, 61 RBI as the curveball. That floats in there for a strike. Going to even at 1-1. It's funny talking to Tucker during batting practice. He and some of his teammates, they were going over some of the players throughout MLB who are due arbitration this offseason. Here's the 1-1. Swung, fouled straight back to the screen. It's 1-2. And Tucker said, yeah, I can get that guy an extra 2 minutes. I get that guy an extra 3. Said, Tucker, you ought to be my agent. Very gregarious guy, very open, loves talking. 1-2 the count on the left-handed hitter. Thompson ready to go again. Here's the 1-2. Fastball will miss high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tucker Flint.
I chatted with Tucker on Sunday for a good bit on this week's Trash Pandas program feature is about Tucker and kind of unfinished business. He's never been to the postseason.
And now he just got plunked. That was a fastball that got away from Thompson. That's not what he wanted to do on a 2-2 pitch. So Flint gets hit. He'll trot to first. Good start to the Northrop Grumman second. 1 on with no one out for Randy DeJesus, 063, no homers or RBI. And Darren Brown is the type of guy you want to talk to after you get hit with a pitch, because he always has a quick comment and he'll make people forget about it and give them a good laugh with his little jokes every now and then. Here's DeJesus, and Randy goes after the first pitch and comes up empty, a changeup. It's 0-1. You can see Randy's trying to figure it out here at Double-A. Only 1 hit so far as a Trash Panda. Holding the runner at first is Bovee. The 0-1. That will miss low. Change up again. Evening at a ball and a strike. A lot of room on the right side as O'Ray shades up the middle. Thompson looks at first. The 1-1. Oh, he went around at a bad pitch. That was a high fastball and he couldn't lay off. 1-2 on the right-handed hitter. While at Vanderbilt, Thompson appeared in 43 games, 29 of them as a starter. In fact, he was a member of their starting rotation in 24 and 25. Also pitched for the Bernie Braves of the Cape Cod League during 2024. 1-2. Swung, slap, foul, pass first. Late swing that time by Thompson going to remain at a ball and 2 strikes. Won a state championship while at Rusk High School. That was back in 2021. 1-2. Called strike 3. Randy was looking for something else. Instead, he got a sinker down and in, and it caught the corner. He's rung up. Strikeout number 3 for Thompson. Out number 1 in the Northrop Grumman second. For Cole Fontenelle, 181, 3 home runs, and 25 driven in. Check at first, and the first pitch. Fastball tipped foul at home plate. That caught a piece of wood and trickles away. They'll give him a moment to recover. It's 0-1. As they do that, fans, the mission at Northrop Grumman is to be at the forefront of technology and innovation, delivering superior capability in tandem with maximized cost efficiencies. The security solutions they provide help secure freedoms for our nation as well as those of our allies. And now the trainer for the Shuckers is going to go out there and have a look at wood. This is Paul Gonzalez. Not sure where it caught him. We'll get a look at a replay. Oh, right on the foot. Ow. And there's a little bit of guard there, but if it caught him on the very front, that the toes are not protected. Mike Guerrero out there as well, the team manager, former Huntsville Stars manager.
Yeah, had a chance to chat with him briefly earlier today as I was asking about the 11-game losing streak, and said, well, you just got to play good baseball. We haven't been doing that. So sometimes just kind of find ourselves in a hole. Can't dig ourselves out of it.
Something Mike's been through before. I remember when we first started play as the Trash Pandas back in 2021, the Shuckers were kind of the little kids of the entire league. They were just very young compared to everyone else, and needless to say, they got off to a slow start but got much better as the year went along. He knows what he's doing. We resume action. Staying in there is Wood as the 0-1 is a fastball that catches the inside corner. 0-2. When it comes to minor league baseball, there are certain types of people that you want running your ball clubs, and Mike Guerrero is the type of guy you want running your ball club in any minor league system. The Brewers are lucky to have him as the pitch is cut through and missed. That was a changeup down and away. Fontenelle down on 3 pitches. Back-to-back strikeouts by Thompson. Give him 4 in the game. Flint remains at first, and here is Mac McCroskey. 217, 3 home runs, and 19 RBI. Fans, MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game, Game Day 3D, big inning, and minor league action as well. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. First pitch is off the plate, and it's 1-0 to Mac. 2-0 Trash Pandas as we play the bottom of the second inning. Thompson kicks and fires. Fastball swung through and missed on a pitch high and away. Going to even at 1-1 on McCroskey. Flint, 16 stolen bases on the year, as taking that pitch all the way, it was inside McCroskey. It's 2-1. I'm a little surprised he was taking on a 1-1 offering, but he did. But now he's ahead in the count. Thompson trying to grind his way through the second. McCroskey ready to go, and the next pitch, there's another strike. Change up. Going to go to 2-2. Mac going to play second tonight. He hasn't done that very often, but he can pick it over there. Had 1 hit last week against the Smokies. From the letters, the 2-2. Fastball hit foul straight back out of the stadium. It will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes again. He's at second because they want to give Nick Rodriguez another day off. Nick's been going hard since opening day, and they want to freshen him up. He's been struggling with the bat the last couple of weeks. I figure another off day might do him some good as the pitches roll. Is hit right at the pitcher, Thompson. Caught it right off the end of the bat, only 69 off of it, and Thompson able We move to the top of the third inning. Rocket City leading it 2-0. Fans, walk-ons fed Rocket City's front office today. Walk-on Sports Bistro's mission is to bring people together over great food, sports, and a sense of belonging while bringing game day energy and passion to everything they do. The first pitch is off the plate to the leadoff hitter, Mike Bovey, and it's 1-0. Bovey, he's been with Biloxi for a minute now. 280, 8 home runs, and 51 driven in. Next offering, there's a strike as he delivered a four-seam fastball. Going to even at 1-1. 24 years old is Bovey, played at Nebraska, Omaha. Here's the 1-1, swung on, lifted foul off to the left. It'll go to 1-2, not Omaha and not Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Count 1-2 on Bovey.
Look at Hines down there, Josh, in the third base side. He stepped up to be a bat boy today.
Fastball rolled up the middle, ranging to his right, backhand McCroskey. Stops, throws in time. And that'll be out number one. Good play by Mack. Ranged up the middle, backhanded the ball. Bovey, he runs pretty well, but still Mack didn't try to make an off-balance throw. He planted his feet, turned, and made a good throw to first. And Bovey is out number one in the third inning.
Yeah, let's look at Hines. He had a late call out today, so he went from production, he's usually carrying around a camera, to carrying bats today.
There you go, Hans. Seen him around for the last few years. He does a nice job here in the production team. As the first pitch is a strike to Dylan O'Ray. 0-1. Got to be flexible when you work in baseball.
Rumor has it he's a big Brewers fan, so he was kind of excited to be over there rubbing elbows.
Really?
Yeah.
Must have grown up a Huntsville Stars fan back when they were a Brewers affiliate.
Well, he's from Wisconsin, so.
Oh, that helps too. The 0-1. There's a strike. And it's quickly at 0-2. There was the splitter. First time we've seen that today from O'Ray, or from Gordon. O'Ray, 274, 2 home runs, 24 driven in. The 0-2. Just missed with that pitch. It was a fastball outside. 1-2. Tells you how good this lineup is when your number 9 hitter is hitting 274.
I couldn't believe O'Ray was not leading off when I wrote in their lineup today.
1-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. That was on a curveball down and in. O'Ray couldn't hold up. He strikes out. Third strikeout of the game for Austin Gordon, who is rolling again. 2 up, 2 gone in the third inning for Braylon Payne.
See, maybe O'Ray, I don't know that he went around on that angle. Of course, had a better view down that third base line, but still O'Ray a little bit off kilter. It wasn't a typical Dylan O'Ray at bat that we're used to, because he's always killing us.
So here's Payne, and the curveball misses high. It's 1-0 to the left-handed hitter. Well, what was one thing Rocket City struggled with last week? Second time through the order. Let's see what the Shuckers do here. The 1-0 pitch. Did he go on the check swing? They don't appeal that time. Slider down. 2 balls and no strikes to Payne. Number 5 overall prospect in the Brewers system. They are loaded. 2-0. That one misses low. Another slider. 3 balls and no strikes. This guy was the first round selection of the Brewers out of Elkins High School. That's in Missouri City, Texas. That was in 2024. Drafted out of high school. He's still a teenager. As the 3-0 is swung and popped a mile into the air. Little moonshot into shallow right. DeJesus comes on. He calls everyone off and makes the catch. And that's a good thing, because McCloskey was well away from the baseball. Not sure if he lost it in the sun or what the deal was. Payne We move to the bottom of the third inning. It's Rocket City up 2-0. Top of the order duo for the Trash Pandas, Micheletti, Namala, and Monroe against J.D. Thompson. The first pitch inside, almost hitting Micheletti. That was a curveball, and it goes to 1-0. Eddie struck out swinging his first time as Thompson works quickly. He'll go from the belt. And the 1-0. Fastball, going to miss high. 2 balls and no strikes. Rocket City still waiting for Micheletti to come around. It's been a struggle since the trade from the Blue Jays to the Angels. Last week, Eddie had only 1 hit, but that 1 hit was a home run. As the 2-0 is a strike. Fastball right through there. 2-1 on the left-handed hitter. Wind continues to drift out to right on this clear, beautiful evening in the Tennessee Valley. Sun descending. Here's the set again, and the 2-1. Swung on, hit foul at home plate. That was a slider that time, down and away. Going to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Same 2 teams tomorrow through Sunday, 6:35 through Saturday, and then a 4:05 contest on Sunday. Here's the set and the 2-2. Breaking ball, he cued it off the end of the bat towards second. In, up, throw to first in time by O'Ray, and that'll be out number 1. That was a curveball inside and didn't really get jammed. I think he caught it more off the end of the bat. Still, he rolls out to second and 1 gone in the third for Arjun Namala, who bounced to short his first time.
Just looking at between innings, of course, yesterday they did a fresh, of course, it's all speculation, but fresh MLB pipeline top 100 things. They rated the Brewers farm system at number 3.
First pitch is swung and belted into left. Back goes Adamchevsky at the track, at the wall, and there it is. The first Trash Pandas and Angels home run for Arjun Namala. 105 off the bat, 367 down the left field line. His 5th home run of 2026, RBI number 15, and it's 3-0.
Well, talking about these Brewers prospects, Arjun Namala says, don't forget about me. I'm the top prospect for the Los Angeles Angels, and that is a bit of a glimpse of how special he can be.
It's amazing. You look at his swing, and then you see the ball explode like that. Just a mammoth shot down the left field line, a 41-degree launch angle as the first pitch is a strike, and it goes 0-1 to Monroe, who drew a walk and came around to score his first time. Left against right. There's the 0-1, and pitch misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike, and that'll give all the Angels fans across X a little something to chatter about as they meander their way through the end of the Halos big league season.
There's some drooling going on their iPhones.
Here's the 1-1. Pitch will miss outside, 2-1. Actually, tell you what, since we're bringing them up, Jared Timms, Blake Ward, hope everyone's doing well. As there's a look at the replay of the home run. Next pitch swung on and missed. He got the sinker past him. Going to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If you're Biloxi, you got to be feeling like deja vu. These guys gave up 10 home runs last week against Pensacola. Now already 2 in the first 3 innings tonight.
2-2 misses down and in. Going to go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was a curveball to Monroe, who's putting together another good at-bat here against Thompson, who has surrendered only 2 hits. The problem is both have left the yard. Monroe waits, payoff pitch. Here it is. Swung on and hit foul at home plate. Going to remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That was kind of what Mike Guerrero was telling me earlier. The Shuckers manager says we just look up and all of a sudden it's 2-3, 4-0, and we're trying to play comeback. When you lose 11 in a row, it's hard to get out of the mud.
That's kind of what happened in Rocket City all last week.
And last year.
3-2 pitch. Here it is. Called strike 3. Fired a curveball right down Broadway. Monroe was looking for something else. He's rung up. That'll be strikeout number 5. And now number 2 in the third. There's a look at that home run again. And this was a no-doubter. Onto the roof of the visiting clubhouse. So the first home run for Arjun Namala in a Trash Pandas / Angels uniform. And here's Jacob Cozart, who blasted a 2-run homer his first time up. And the fastball misses high, 1-0. Fans at Afix, we're the Tennessee Valley's premier commercial grounds expert. From routine maintenance to full landscape design build, irrigation, hardscapes, and sodding, we handle it all. Find out more at afix.com. 1-0. Fastball away. 2 balls and no strikes to Cozart. By the way, Thompson now up to 53 pitches. Here's the set. And the 2-0. Swung on, hit foul, back to the screen. That was a sinker down and in off the plate. 2-1, but you can see that's where Jacob likes it, down and in. That's when he can really generate some power.
That's where he got that slider that he hit out down that right field line his first time up.
Well off the line at third is Pena. 2-0. Swung on and missed. Chased a bad one that time. That was a slider down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This guy only went 3 innings, Thompson, back in his first AA start on the 12th. Allowed only 2 runs on 5 hits, but had to throw 73 pitches while striking out 4 and walking 3. He's been touched up again here tonight. The 2-2 on the way. Swung and sent foul straight back. Going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitter. Cozart stands back in. The 2-2, here it is. Swung and drilled down the right field line, hooking into the corner. That is a foul ball as it lands onto the berm and goes up it. And the fans race for that foul ball. And a little young lady trying to catch up to, I presume that's her father. And a good job by that gentleman right there.
That's what it's about right there.
Always give it to the kid. Want to be live a happier life, do things like that. Here's the set and the 2-2. Down and away. That was a fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cozart, and again, they're really making Thompson work here. About to throw his 60th pitch of the ball game, and already some milling about in that Biloxi bullpen. Here's the set and the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fired a changeup high and tight, and tied up that time was Thompson. Strikeout number 6 for the left-hander, and Rocket City is done in the 3rd inning, but a run scores on the solo home run. Top of the 4th inning, Rocket City up 3-0. Here to give you the play-by-play is Chris Harris.
All right, thanks, Josh. What a nice start to this one. A couple of home runs by 2 of the guys that you spent obviously a lot of time and effort in scouting and picking up in trades at the deadline in Cozart and Namala. Jesus Made, the top prospect in baseball, steps in his 2nd at-bat of the day. And he takes a strike at the knees from Austin Gordon. So 3 runs on 2 hits. Both of those hits were the long balls. As Gordon fires and a pitch is tap foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jesus Made. We saw him at the very, very beginning of the season, the first 3 games. We saw him again in late April. First time we're seeing him since then. As Gordon winds and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball in. Pushes him out the plate a little bit. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's always fun when you hit homers and do well. It's even that much more fun when it's the prospects doing it. Here's a swing and a ball shot right to the first baseman, Caleb Bartolero, as he puts the glove up and makes the play. And the splitter that time to Made, trying to make the adjustment. You see the power he has, just kind of flicking the bat. Still was able to hit it pretty well down the first base line. But Made is retired for the first out here in this 4th. That'll bring in Andrew Fisher, who serves as their designated hitter. First pitch on the way to Fisher, and that curveball misses way high for ball 1. What I was mentioning earlier before Arjun, of course, rudely interrupted us with that home run, but this Brewers farm system, of course, they're winning at the major league level, which is the main thing, and they're doing it with a lot of guys who came through Biloxi. 1 ball, 1 strike on Fisher, the former Tennessee Volunteer. But they still have the number 3 farm system in baseball, which is hard to believe. 1-1 pitch is a strike. 1-2 on Fisher. Coming off a nice series last week. He only had 4 hits, but he had a double, 2 home runs. He drove in 5, plus he walked a couple of times. This is our first chance to see Fisher, as he was added after we last played them at the end of April. Fisher waits, and the 1-2 pitch. And that breaking ball throws a slider down and in for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now this club, this Biloxi club, you have their number 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 prospects. 5 of the top 7 in the 3rd-ranked farm system in baseball. But, you know, that's the one thing. Everybody points to the prospects and the talent that you have and how it produces how well you play on the field. In the minor leagues, that's not the case. I mean, you can have some of the best prospects in baseball as Fisher goes down on strikes, chases one high. That was a splitter away and up in the zone, and he picks up the strikeout as Gordon starting to master that splitter a bit now, and you see the movement on it away to those left-handed batters as Gordon picks up the strikeout. 2 away now, and that'll bring in Adam Chesky, who takes a first pitch strike. He's a number 3 prospect behind Made and Pena. He's a veteran at 21 years old. Of course, Fisher's 22. They're statesmen of the prospects. Here's the 0-1 pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-1 on Adam Chesky. By the way, that was a 4th strikeout as a pitch is shot foul into the seats over here on the 3rd base side. 4th strikeout for Gordon. He has walked 1 so far. That's the only blemish on his scorecard so far here in the 4th inning. Picked up the win last Tuesday in Knoxville. He's been really, really pitching well. Started out as our opening day starter. Struggled out of the gate first couple of months of the year. 1-2 pitch. A fastball there is just out the outside corner. 2-2. I was talking to Austin in Knoxville last week. To ask him, of course, Austin not a guy that is going to go into huge details about things necessarily. Kind of a quiet guy, but I just asked, I said, what's been the big difference with you? Has it been your mechanics? Has it been mindset? And he said, really just slowing things down. He said, I just gotta take a deep breath sometimes, not try to speed myself up. 3-2 pitch, swung on, liner to the gap in left center field. That's gonna get down, a base hit. And that's the first hit of the ball game for Biloxi. A 2-out single from Josh Adam Chesky. And he's aboard at first base with 2 down for Luis Pena, who struck out his first at-bat and his first Double-A at-bat since coming up from High A, Wisconsin. He was slashing 298, 384, 420. Had 27 stolen bases in 51 games for the T-Rats, and he swings and misses over a 73-mile-an-hour curveball that time from Austin Gordon. Infield play straight up for Pena, who is also 19 years old, as he smokes one up but high in the air down the right field line. Coming on is the right fielder Randy DeJesus. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. No runs. Rocket City leads it by the score of 3-0 as we start the bottom half of the 4th inning, and the first pitch is cut on and missed by Caleb Bartolero. As back to work goes Thompson for Biloxi. JD faces off against Bartolero, Flint, and DeJesus. Lefty deals, and the pitch is low. He's thrown now 62 pitches in the outing. Rocket City's tagged him for a pair of home runs. 2-run shot in the first inning by Jacob Cozart, and then a solo shot in the third by Arjun Namala, his first at the AA level. Bartolero takes ball 2. It's 2-1. Trash Pandas trying to end a 5-game losing streak. Biloxi trying to stop an 11-game losing streak. Pitch is high. It's 3-1 on Bartolero. He had the day off on Sunday. He's been on base in 14 of his last 15 games. Last week in Knoxville had a couple of doubles, drove in 5. Swinging the ball popped up back over us, foul and out of play. Home against these Biloxi Shuckers through Sunday here at Toyota Field. To see you here at the ballpark. 3-2 payoff. Swung on, chopper down the first baseline. Going to roll just foul. As Bovee picks it up right next to the first base bag. And some great giveaways coming up here at the ballpark as well. Starting on Thursday, first 1,000 fans 18 or older get that Nelson Rada Gold Glove bobblehead. On Saturday, we have that Bierstein giveaway. First 1,000 fans 21 and over. Bartolero swings and misses. That's quickly strikeout number 7 from the left-hander Thompson, and he faces off now against Tucker Flint. Giveaways keep coming. We've only got 2 homestands remaining, so make sure to make your plans to come on out to the ballpark, and hopefully we'll be playing at least one, hopefully more playoff games here in September. First pitch, a strike to Tucker. On September the 1st, we'll have that $1 hot dog night here at the ballpark. on Tucker Flint. Left-hander fires, and the pitch misses way upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Friday night's going to be a lot of fun here this week, as well as it's the now annual Huntsville Stars night. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, chopped slowly up the middle. Picked up by the second baseman. O'Ray throws back behind him to first, but it's offline. And safe at first base is Tucker Flint. We'll see how they score it. So it is going to be scored as a base hit. So an infield single for Tucker Flint. That'll be the 3rd hit for Rocket City in the ball game. First non-home run. That's a base hit for the Trash Pandas. Is 1 on with 1 out for Randy DeJesus. That was a tough play for O'Ray because he was shifted up the middle, so he had to run a long way to get to it. As Randy takes a first pitch strike, curveball that time. Best pitch in the arsenal for Thompson, at least on his scouting report, is the fastball. Doesn't throw overly hard, that 91 to 94 range, but commands it really well. Pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-1. He's always been a strikeout pitcher, even at Vanderbilt. Former Vandy boy. A lot of those over the years coming through the Southern League. And the first Vandy boys I remember going to a Southern League game, at least this century, was David Price. Came through with the Tampa Bay Rays organization and with the Montgomery Biscuits. A lot of good ones, though. So I'm going to miss there. It's 1-2 on DeJesus. So our one and only Luke Murphy, who's in the big leagues now, former Vandy boy as well. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, foul back, and out of play. DeJesus stays alive at 1-2. There's no doubting the power for Randy. You just got to make the adjustment here at the Double-A level. Sitting on 19 home runs this year. Looking for his first in the Southern League as he takes a pitch low, and that ball, I think, caught the back foot again of Matthew Wood, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Randy DeJesus. On deck is Cole Fontenelle. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rocket City's out to a 3-0 advantage. This will be Thompson's 76th pitch. Off speed, swing and a miss. Pulled a string with that curveball, and that's strikeout number 8 for Thompson. That'll bring in Cole Fontenelle. He was struck out in his first at-bat. Fontenelle played in just 1 game last week. Nice to have Jake Monroe back after missing a few games, and boy, did he have a great week last week. Pitch taken for a strike, and it's 0-1 to Fontenelle, the former TCU Horned Frog. Biloxi would love to get Thompson through this 4th inning here. Had some activity. Pitches low for a ball. Kicks away from Wood. And he's going to grab it, but not in time to get the runner as Tucker Flint heads towards second base as he reaches on the wild pitch at second base. So he's in scoring position. I believe that's the first base runner to actually be stuck at second base. We've had some round second base, but he's the first to actually be out there. And the 2-run home run with a runner at first by Cozart in the 1st inning, then a solo shot by Namala in the 3rd. Leadoff hit by pitch in the 2nd. As it's now 1-2 on Fontenelle. Manager Joe Krusel. He's over there in the third base coaching box, just itching for a chance to wave Tucker Flint home. Fontenelle, the switch hitter, batting from that right side. Pitch to him, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing I've really learned and enjoyed about Joe Krusel this year is his preparation. 2-2 pitch on the way to Fontenelle. From Thompson is headed home. Off speed, misses outside. 3-2. Joe is one of those managers that likes to think 1 or 2 steps ahead. He wants to have every piece of information he can possibly get to make his decisions. 3-2. That's down and in, ball 4. So Thompson walks Fontenelle after jumping ahead in the count. And that'll put runners at first and second base. With 2 outs, 2 on, 2 out for Matt McCroskey. And looks like we're going to have a visit here. I believe this is just going to be a regular mound visit, though, as the pitching coach heads out there, Josh Spence, to talk it over with Thompson, who's mentioned now over 80 pitches. He's at 82 as of right now. We'll mention on Friday it's our annual Huntsville Stars Night here at the ballpark. Also on Friday, a special tribute to a guy who was a diehard Huntsville Stars fan and certainly made an impact on the music scene here in Huntsville, and that's Microwave Dave. We'll be saluting him on Friday. A special ticket package you can get at tptix.com or trashpandasbaseball.com, or you can get a t-shirt with his, of course, patented overalls as part of the t-shirt. First pitch swung on and lifted high in the air, deep towards right field by Mack. Mack to the edge of the track on the grass. Catch will be made out there by Keith, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Well, it's turned out to be a great night for baseball. Actually, today has not been, it's been warm, don't get me wrong, but it's not seemingly been as sweltering hot here in North Alabama, which has certainly been nice. Matthew Wood leads off for Biloxi. First pitch he takes is a strike from Austin Gordon. It'll be Wood to lead things off as Gordon fires to him. And he fouls the next away. 6, 7, and 8 batters. Wood, Keith, and Bovee against Gordon, who's done a fantastic job so far. He's allowed no runs on 1 hit. He's struck out 4. He's walked 1. He's making his team-leading 23rd start of the season. 44th career start for him. And he delivers a strike there, and down on strikes goes Wood. That was a splitter. It freezes him at the bottom of the strike zone. That was a brilliant pitch. Look at this from, if you're watching, wow. He threw it hard that time at 86, but that splitter was fantastic. And that's strikeout number 5 now for Austin Gordon. Tell you what, we had a treat last Tuesday. In fact, he got the win against Edward Cabrera, who was rehabbing from the Chicago Cubs. He's now back up with the big league club. I got a chance to see that Edward Cabrera 94 mile an hour splitter. 86 is not 94, but you can get a lot of outs that way. 2 balls and no strikes on Damon Keith as he waits and takes a pitch on the outside corner that time. It was actually just a little bit off that slider, but he got the call. 2 balls and a strike. It's really been a story of and off to a tough start at the beginning of the year. Gordon falls behind now 3-1, missed outside with a fastball, but then has turned his season around. It started really in June. Gordon finished the month of June 3rd in the league with 30 strikeouts, had 7 walks. As he gets a swing and miss there, it's 3-2. And a 3.38 ERA, 9 earned runs in 24 innings. It was over 6 starts. It really started his resurgence in his season after a tough first 10 starts, really. 3-2 payout pitches, had it home. Swing and a pop fly foul. Out of play on this first base side. Those first 10 starts, he had a 6.38 earned run average to Gordon. But since then, he has a 3.48 ERA, 68 strikeouts in his last 11. Now 3rd in the league with 107 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That is his 6th strikeout tonight, which pushes him up to 113 on the season. As he puts away Damon Keith here with a splitter. This splitter has been fantastic. He located that one perfectly at the bottom of the zone as well. And so back-to-back strikeouts of Wood and Keith, and now 2 gone for Mike Bovee, who swings and misses. And it's quickly 0-1. This is something he didn't have back when he faced this team last in April, was that splitter.
Well, and
nor the confidence.
When I interviewed him, he flat out said it's an experimental pitch. Well, it's not an experiment anymore. It's a part of the repertoire.
Here's an 0-1 pitch on the way to Bovee, a swing and a bouncer foul down that first base line. 0-2 on Bovee. Edward Cabrera mentioned he was throwing that 94-mile-an-hour splitter last Tuesday. Of course, he beat him in that matchup. Rocket City won it 6-1. It wasn't because of Cabrera. He pitched 5 no-hit innings, but an 87-mile-an-hour splitter. It's not too shabby as he throws it again there. That one at 88, actually. And he just has to fight it off. Sprays it foul down the third baseline that time. Bovee stays alive at 0-2. Up to now 70 pitches is Gordon the next. Misses outside through a fastball that time at 93. 1-2. Gordon trying to send us to the bottom of the 5th inning. Looking for strikeout number 7. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He has strikeout number 7 as Bovee goes down on strikes and he K's the side in the top of the 5th inning. We go to the bottom half. Still 3-0 Rocket City. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network in Valley Sports Live. New pitcher for Biloxi. This is Steven Cruz, who takes over. Stiven. His 31st appearance. Comes in 3-5. He has 1 save. 50 innings of work. 5.40 is his ERA. 12 walks. 54 strikeouts. Takes over for Thompson. With the first 4 is Micheletti. Swings at the first pitch. Fouls it straight back. Top of the lineup. Facing off against Cruz. Thompson, 4 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 88 pitches, 51 for strikes in his second start for Biloxi. As Micheletti takes ball 1. Pull shift on for Eddie. As Cruz wheels and fires, and this pitch fouled away off the screen. Cruz, 6'2", 185 pounds. He's 24 years old. He represented Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Micheletti, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a changeup downstairs that time. Not a bad pitch, though. As Micheletti down on strikes. Kind of has a little hitch in his delivery that can be a little bit deceptive. He faces off against Arjun Namala. He was 1 for 2, including a home run in his last at bat towards left field, which was his first Trash Pandas long ball. Cruz delivers, and the first pitch fastball hits the outside corner. That was a cutter, and it's 0-1 on Namala. Home run, 367 feet, 105 off the bat. Towering blast to left field. The 0-1 pitch misses inside that time, and it's even a ball and a strike. That's just the first of many, probably. Home runs for Arjun Namala as a part of the Angels organization. 1-1. At the knees, called a strike. He's getting the call. That was a little bit low. He is working the bottom of that strike zone, and he's ahead now 1-2 on Arjun. On deck is Jake Monroe. Cruz deals. Pitch fouled straight back. Be nice to see Namala. There's Hans working hard over there. Usually production, but he's serving as a bat boy tonight. Answered the call, if you will. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Swung on, popped up first base side. That's twisting. And that'll go foul out of the berm down there. This is our next to last Tito's Tail Waggin' Tuesday. There's a check presentation on the field. $1,500 from Tito's to the Trash Pandas Foundation, and raise a lot of money for local animal charities this year, and special thanks to Tito's for being a huge part of that. 1-2 pitch. Misses low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That ball landed in. There's a beautiful German Shepherd sitting down there. He was barking it up, watching the kids run after the ball.
Here's a 2-2 to Arjun, swinging a ball, shot foul down that third base line. It's a little bit out in front. We'll see another on 3-2.
I'm still amazed by his swing, and I know he says cricket doesn't play a role in it. Let's face it, that is a cricket-looking swing. It's just amazing how the ball takes off his bat, and he doesn't really have a complete follow-through. And I just wondered, do you change it? And I guess not if it continues to work.
Swinging the ball popped up down that right field side and out of play. Another good at-bat here by Namala. Arjun was getting bored last week, recovering from that laceration on his left pinky. Finally got the green light, got back in the lineup on Saturday. The 2-2, swinging a miss, chased the curveball down that time. And Namala down on strikes on the 9th pitch of the at-bat. As the first 2 batters Cruz faces, gets a strikeout on each. And now here's Jake Monroe.
And that was a good pitch. I believe that was the first time he had shown curve in that at bat. So you go 8 pitches with something else. Suddenly you show him something he hasn't seen yet, and you can see Namala was fooled badly.
Here's Jake go for 1, walked in his first at bat as he smacks one out of play foul down that right field line. Walked with 2 outs in the first, which gave Jacob Cozart an opportunity, and then Jacob took advantage with a 2-run home run to right. Here's Monroe's next. Swung on and missed. Oh, he was going after that fastball up. Put a big swing on it. Now falls behind 0-2. It's good to see Jake starting to get more and more love. Hard to believe a guy like Jake Monroe kind of flying under the radar, but I think this 30-game on base streak has sort of opened some folks' eyes to how good this young man is and how good he can be. Here's an 0-2 pitch on the way. Swinging the ball fouled straight back. A foul ball.
Oh, go get it. Oh, the retriever. Had a golden retriever sprinting after that one.
0-2 pitch. Swinging a miss. How about Steven Cruz comes in the ball game and strikes out the side. The top 3 in this lineup for Rocket City. Well, Austin Gordon has spun another gem, if you will, on this Tuesday night. He pitches into the 6th inning. He's allowed just 1 hit so far to one of the top, most talented lineups in the minors right now, at least prospect-wise, as Dylan O'Ray takes a first pitch strike from Austin on his 73rd pitch of the ball game. 0-1 pitch, bounce in the dirt low. We've seen the curveball, we've seen the slider, we've seen the splitter, the fastball, and there's a tray of food. Josh, what are you going after first on that tray?
Tots, Napoleon, the tots.
Pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike on Dylan O'Ray. Batting in the number 9 spot. He struck out his first time up against Gordon. 2-1. Foul off the mask that time of Cozart. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good to see our old buddy Bo Martino today.
Yeah, he's going to be joining us, probably helping out Doug Henry, since Tim Levesque was just promoted to the majors as the Angels' interim pitching coach.
2-strike pitch on the way is inside A ball 3-2 now on O'Ray.
I actually didn't ask Bo. Do you know how long he's here? Is he here for the duration?
He said he was here through tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to be here all week. Here's a 3-2 payout pitch. This is outside. That's ball 4. Just the second walk issued by Gordon. Only the third base runner of the game allowed by Austin. And back to the top of the lineup, and Braylon Payne, who is 0 for 2 so far today.
Yeah, you hate to do that. You're up 3-0, and now you're starting your third time through the order with a runner on base. Let's see what adjustments the Shuckers have made.
Some moving about in that Rocket City bullpen right now. As a first pitch in there for a strike. A ground ball would be nice, although Braylon Payne, a little tough to try and double up, the former first-round pick. Payne, first time we're seeing him. Here's an 0-1 pitch to him, and he smacks it up the middle and into right center field. A base hit, rounding second base. It was hit too hard. As halting at second base is Dylan O'Ray, and now you have two speedy individuals on the base paths. And O'Ray at second, and Payne at first, as he's now 1 for 3 in the ball game.
And now you got Madej coming up, and that's why that leadoff walk is so crucial, because now you've just set the table for them. Bryce Osmond has grabbed a baseball. By the way, you mentioned earlier how shocked you were O'Ray wasn't in the leadoff spot. I can see why. I really like Braylon Payne. He's a good one.
First offering on the way is smashed deep towards left field. Back to the track. Micheletti leaps and makes the catch. Tagging at second base. Going to third is O'Ray. As Micheletti saves the day out there, and maybe 3 runs if it hits off the wall and bounces back. What a play by Eddie.
Remember, he hasn't played a whole lot of left in this ballpark. That was a tremendous play. It's a line drive right at him, and those are sometimes the toughest to pick up. He's played mostly right in this ballpark, so even though he's playing for the home team, he's still new to his surroundings. That was a wonderful play going back to the wall. Now you're double play getting out of this.
How about that swing by Madej? It's a light swing, and he nearly hit it out of here as Fisher swings and flies it out towards left field. Getting underneath it is Micheletti. Makes the catch, tagging at third. O'Ray, the throw to the plate is cut off, as both runners will tag. Going to second base is the speedy Payne, and so scoring on the sacrifice fly is O'Ray. And it's now 3-1 as Fisher picks up RBI number 38 at the Double-A level.
Tell you what, he made a wonderful play, and then I'm not so sure about that fly ball coming to the plate. They weren't going to have much of a shot on the speedy O'Ray. I wish that throw had gone to second and kept Payne at first.
Now you face Adam Chesky with a runner in scoring position. Singled his last time up, singled and lined out. Gordon deals, and the pitch misses in the dirt low. A slider that time to Adam Chesky. Where's number 6 on the back of that Shuckers jersey? Seamstress had to do some work getting Adam Chesky across the back there. Not the largest of uniform either. 1-0 pitch is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Look at that, Adam Chesky. Starts and ends under his arms.
No Grusolonic, though.
Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike on Adam Chesky, the pitch. Off speed, a good one, but just tails out the outside corner, 2-1. I remember former Huntsville star, turned Biloxi Shucker, Adam Weisenberger. It's a long name. 3 balls and a strike to pitch. That's in the dirt low. Actually into 2-1. Now it's 3-1. Scoreboard had 3-1, so now 3-1. First base is unoccupied.
Never in your life would you want to work around a guy to get Luis Pena. But
No.
remember, Pena has only had 2 Double-A at bats, and you have a base open. And I'm not saying give up on this, but you also don't want to give in here.
Pena on deck. He was sitting 298, 51 games for High A Wisconsin before his call up today. Gordon delivers. Swung on, popped up foul, third base, and out of play. This next pitch will be his 88th of the outing. For Gordon, his high pitch count this year, 95. So still a little bit shy of that.
He got him to chase it high. Let's see if he goes back there.
Looking to get through 6 innings and a quality start for the 3rd consecutive outing and 4th in his last 5 starts. 3-2 payout pitch is headed home. Swinging a ground ball towards second base. There's McCroskey. And Gordon is through 6 innings of 1. Jacob Kozar first up before he steps in. This is take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. First pitch of ball to Kozart. He got the scoring started back in that first inning with a 2-run home run. Faces Cruz, who goes back to work. He struck out the side in his first inning of relief behind the starter J.D. Thompson. As it'll be Kozart followed by Bartolero and Flint. This is the time of the night where we get all the good dog shots. Pups out there. There's a called strike at the knees. 1-2 on Kozart.
Chris, one Southern League update I'm going to give. This is the epitome of brutality when it comes to minor league baseball, folks. So I mentioned earlier, Knoxville scored 9 in the first.
1-2 is high, 2-2.
To take a 9-0 lead at Pensacola.
Yep.
That game has been suspended due to rain in the top of the second.
No way.
And it's still 9-0. And here's what that means, and this is what makes it brutal.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball there is a ball low. It was just below the plate, full count, 3-2.
That means they will have to play to 9 innings, pick up that game tomorrow, play it till 9, and then play another 7 after that. Brutal.
On a Wednesday, too. 3-2 pitch, and that's a called third strike, just on the outside corner. And 4 batters face for Steven Cruz, and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, 12 by Biloxi pitchers, but yeah, on a Wednesday in Pensacola, and it's going to be about 8,000 degrees down there.
On the turf, too.
Yep, have fun, boys.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 is your score here. As Caleb Bartolero stands in on that right side, the pitch swung on, slow roller down the third base line. Picked up by Cruz, fires to first, but not in time. And an infield base hit for Caleb Bartolero. He had struck out each of his first 2 plate appearances so far, and sometimes better to be lucky than good.
I kind of wonder why Bovee came off the bag. I thought it was a pretty good throw by Cruz. I'm not saying they would have had him. Bartolero may have legged it out, but he came off the base. I think he was anticipating a bad throw, and so he wanted to position his body to be ready for that. But I think if he stays on there, the throw would have been true.
Bartolero's now been on base in 15 of his last 16 games. As Tucker Flint takes a strike. Or excuse me, it was called a ball. Not like a strike, but just a little bit off the outside corner. 1-0 on Tucker. Distracted by the dogs, Josh.
I see that.
1-0 pitch. Fouled away.
They have 4 legs and a tail, and they walk around. They eat, they sniff, they go to the bathroom, and they go to bed.
It's life, man. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tucker. It was a curveball that time. That one drops in there for a strike. 1-2.
Can dogs eat hot dogs, or is that like gross?
You know what? I may have to go to get a ruling on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Flint. They're just swinging a slow roller down the first base line that rolls foul. We got a judge in the room next door. We could get him to give a ruling on that.
Get point of view. By the way, with Tucker at the plate, I want to wish the best to his father, who we had a chance to meet last week in Knoxville. His dad is the head coach at Johnson & Wales University, their soccer team. Their first day of practice was today. So good luck, coach. Good luck, fellas. Hope you have a great season.
1-2 on Tucker. Pitch by Cruz, swung on, hard hit, right side, base hit. Stopping at second base will be Bartolero. And Tucker Flint's now been on base 3 times tonight. 2 hits, plus he was hit by a pitch, and now first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, 103 off the bat, and he needed every bit of it because O'Ray darn near made a wonderful stop. And now Rocket City, which just gave up a run in the top of the 6th inning, has a chance to get it right back. And Randy DeJesus, if there was ever a time to break out of a slump, now is it.
So here's DeJesus against Cruz. 2 on, 1 out. Rocket City up 3-1. The pitch fouled straight back that time. It's 0-1. Cruz DeJesus 0 for 2. Strikeout, couple of strikeouts in the ball game. He's now 0 for his last 11 at the plate. And 19 home runs at High A Tri-City. By the way, kudos to the Dominican Summer League Angels. They clinched a playoff spot I saw yesterday. Saw a video clip. 0-1 pitch. Fastball up, a swing and a miss.
I believe that's their 4th consecutive year doing that. They built a dynasty, if you will, down on the Dominican.
I enjoyed the video clip was from behind home plate, and I don't know if I've seen many videos out of a Dominican Summer League game before. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and DeJesus is down on strikes. 5 Ks for Cruz out of the Biloxi bullpen, and now 2 outs for Cole Fontenelle, as he's walked and struck out today. But it's been a much improved season around the Angels farm system. There's been some hiccups here in the second half. Salt Lake had a losing skid there for a bit. First pitch, a strike, a curveball in there to Fontenelle. But up and down the organization, seen a lot of really good things, and of course able to add some pieces at the trading deadline. Continue to build. There's the 0-1. This is out the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on the switch hitting Cole Fontenelle.
And now that you're past the trade deadline and you're trying to wind down this season, I guess the next question is, what are they going to do with the front office? Does John Mozeliak want to stay? Does he want to hire someone beneath him? Is it really going to be an interim thing? Only time will tell.
Spin throw towards second base, and Bartolero's back easily at second base. 3-1 Rocket City. This game's kind of just hit a little bit of a lull. See if Rocket City can get this crowd back into it. 1-1 pitch. Lays off of one downstairs. 2 balls and a strike on Fontenelle. Only 2 home stands remaining this one, and in that first week in September. I got a ruling on the hot dog thing. Dogs could eat whatever they want.
Yeah, that's gross.
So we're going to chop her down the first baseline. That's foul. Past Darren Brown, our first base coach. Dollar hot dogs coming up on September the 1st. That's that Tuesday when we get back in town, taking on the Montgomery Biscuits. Dollar hot dogs. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fontenelle. Cruz kicks and fires. Misses inside, a full count, 3-2. Those runners will get a head start. I was talking with Daniel James, our front office. He says all of our hospitality is 95% sold out for the remainder of the season. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a hard shot. Rounder down the first baseline. Fair. Rolling down into the right field corner. 1 run scores. That's Bartolero. Flint going to come around. Hayes scores standing. And into second base with a 2-run double is Cole Fontenelle on a 2-out, 3-2 pitch.
Let's take a look at this again. I know he's near the line at first is Bovee. I don't know how in the world he kept it fair. Yeah, it was. He dove, and it actually may have skipped off his glove. Well, boy, what a response for Rocket City. You just gave up a run. You come back with 2 in a team that is really struggling in Biloxi. Boy, that really pins them down, doesn't it?
Just got to be thinking, man, oh, man. Cruz has done a pretty good job, but this could not put Fontenelle away. And couldn't put Flint away either, as let's see anybody actively throwing as their pitching coach Josh Spence back out for a visit, brings in the entire infield. It'll be Matt McCroskey with a runner at second base. But Fontenelle has really done a great job at home this year. Remember, he had 6 RBIs in the last homestand, had 2 more there. As here's McCroskey now. One actually hit the ball hard a couple of times. A liner back to the pitcher, then a fly out to right. Cruz fires. First pitch in there for a called strike 1-2. McCroskey. Mac, a .217 batter coming in, 3 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Pulls the bat up high, waves it a bit. Stands upright on the right-handed side of that box. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Mack. Shows bunt. Bunts one down the third base side. Picked up by Cruz. Fires to first and just in time. And McCroskey trying to bunt his way on that time. Not a bad bunt. Made him execute, and Cruz able to throw him out. Rocket City going to the bullpen, and this is right-hander Bryce Osmond who takes over on the hill as is the book on Rocket City starter Austin Gordon, who in his team-leading 22nd start fired his 7th quality start of the year and his 4th in his last 5 starts. As the first pitch is a strike. As leading things off here is Luis Pena. It'll be Pena followed by Wood and Keith. Next to Bryce, tap foul. So for Gordon, 6 innings, 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits. He walked 2, struck out 7 through 88 pitches, and 56 of those were for strikes. Another stellar performance by Austin. 0-2 on Pena. Osmond kicks and fires. Slider laced into left center field for a base hit. That one's in the gap. He'll take a turn around first base, but there is the first AA base hit for Luis Pena, the number 2 prospect for the Brewers.
Yeah, and that was a really good pitch, too, by Osmond. Kept it down and away, and got to give Pena some credit. He reached down there and poked it over the head of short. That's not an easy pitch to pull, but he was able to do it. Now you got to work around it. And this is a pinch hitter. This will be Darian Miller at the plate.
I would imagine he'll come in to catch as Miller bunts a pitch back to the screen. Foul. You wonder, Wood took some shots behind home plate, including one off that back foot on a ricochet. So I don't know, speculation, but maybe just a chance for him to kind of rest the rest of the night. So here's Damian Miller. 0-1 pitch. It's a little bit low for a ball.
By the way, I was going back through Gordon's starts. I don't think he has really had a poor outing since July 2nd. That was the game against Pensacola where he gave up a grand slam, then it started to rain. Since then, he has been almost unstoppable.
You can say 4 of his last 5 starts were quality, and 6 of his last 8. 2 balls and a strike here on Darian Miller.
Last pitch should have been a strike.
Next pitch down and in. 3 balls and a strike as Osmond fired a cutter that time. Well, we can look at his numbers, but Gordon, since June, that was kind of where he turned things around. And you were out of the booth when I mentioned him. I asked him last week. I was just curious if it was something mechanical, if it was pitch-wise. Of course, developing that splitter as there's ball 4 to Miller as he pinch hits and comes up with a base on ball. So now first and second, nobody out. Feeling a lot better after scoring 2 runs than you would have in this type of situation. But here's Damian Keith now, who struck out twice, and out to the mound goes Jacob Cozart to talk it over with Bryce Osmond. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride this year for Bryce Osmond on the hill. As Osmond, a 25-year-old from Tulsa, his 25th appearance today, comes in 2-3 with an 8.35 earned run average. Now his last 2 outings, in fact his last 3 outings, have been scoreless. He covers 4 1/3 innings and only 2 hits allowed. Keith waits in the right-handed portion of that box and takes a first pitch fastball or a cutter for a called strike 1.
That one was off the plate. Keith shakes his head about it, but I guess it makes up for the one that was missed earlier.
He allowed 4 earned runs on August 5th, 3 earned runs on July 30th, but 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 Ks on August the 8th against Birmingham. Scoreless inning, 1 hit on August 12th at Knoxville. As this one lined towards right field down the line, and that's a fair ball. Over to get it is the right fielder De Jesus, coming around third base and scoring is a run, and diving it head first at second base with an RBI double is Damon Keith. And it's now a 5-2 ball game here in the 7th inning, and they have 2 in scoring position with still nobody out. RBI number 32.
This one wasn't hit hard. In fact, he went off the plate, did Osmond, but again, able to punch it to the opposite field was Damon Keith. Just a little slice job. Now things are getting tricky here. You got the tying run at the plate. Doug Henry going to go out there and talk things over, but we know the struggles Osmond has been having, and you just wonder if he can get back on track as a right-hander begins to throw in the Rocket City pen.
Well, you want the best for Bryce, and we've seen him flash being extremely, extremely good. There's Carlos Espinosa warming up in the bullpen, but now you're in a very, very tough situation against a team that's desperate.
Yeah.
They've lost 11 games in a row coming in.
Again, he's got to get his work in, but at the same time, you also want to win the game. Let's see how long the leash is with him. For what it's worth, he went an inning and a third scoreless last week at Knoxville. That was over 2 appearances.
Here's the righty's pitch, and in there for a called strike. This is Mike Bovey now, a left-handed hitter. Got O'Ray on deck. On-base guys. Here's a swing and a ball slapped on the ground up the middle. Namala picks it up. Throw is a tad low, but Martellero grabs it. A run will score. That's Darian Miller. So Miller scores to make it now 5-3. Over to third base goes Keith. And now 1 out as they trade an out for a run.
Yeah, which is what you're supposed to do, but nicely done by Bovey as well. Don't try to do anything special. Just get one in play and get the run in, and I got to think O'Ray will be tasked to do the same thing.
So Dylan O'Ray, who's walked and struck out, steps in, and a slider misses down. It's 1-0 on O'Ray. They give him the entire, pretty much, left side of the infield. Monroe plays in on the grass. Pitch by Osmond. Speed pitch catches the inside corner. 1-1. That was a changeup. So you got a runner at third base with 1 down. Corners, at least the third baseman Monroe playing in. Everybody else is back as he delivers a pitch outside. It's 2-1 now on O'Ray. Everybody's a little bit antsy right now. Here's a pitch by Bryce, and a fastball is a strike. 2-2. Birmingham is in Chattanooga. They are already in the 9th inning, but they're tied 3-3.
See if he tries to challenge him again with a fastball.
Strikeout would be mighty, mighty, mighty nice right here. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ball fouled straight back. O'Ray is a tough, tough guy to strike out.
Yeah, and he almost got him. He was late on that pitch. That was a pretty good offering by Osmond. See if he now tries to change the eye level, go down on him.
Walking lead at third base for Keith. The 2-2. It's a called third strike on the inside corner at the knees. He didn't like it, but it was there. That was a changeup from Osmond, and now he's an out away from getting out of this with just 2 runs.
That was beautiful. He threw him a fastball. It was fouled away. He left that fastball high. So what do? Come back with a changeup down. It's a completely different pitch and a completely different angle and a different part of the plate as well. Beautifully done.
There's Braylon Payne now, 1 for 3 as he swings at the first pitch. He was out in front on that changeup. Bounces it foul, quickly 0-1. 20-pitch inning now for Osmond. It's now a 5-3 game. Trying to keep it a 2-run game here. Pitch by Bryce, swung on and missed. He gets the fastball by him that time at 95. Former first-round pick Braylon Payne, still in his first month at the AA level.
He was really late on that swing. Let's see if they go back to it.
Osmond kicks and delivers. Popped up, third base side, foul territory. Monroe over, leans over against the netting, but he can't make the catch.
Boy, the ballpark just small enough. If it's another 10 feet wider down that left side, it's an easy catch, and the inning is over. But once again, he was late on the pitch.
Hands in that net down there as Monroe tossed it out of play. 0-2 the count on Payne. 27th overall pick in that 2024 draft. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Osmond gets out of the inning, only the 2 runs score. But it's back to a 2-run game at 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. 5-3 Rocket City. Time to stretch. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. Top of the lineup for Rocket City here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the 3rd inning of relief from Cruz as he fires in a first pitch strike to Eddie Micheletti Jr. 0 for 3 so far today. So Micheletti, Namala, and Monroe, top 3 in the lineup for Rocket City. Next to him, a swing and a miss on a curveball that time at 75.
Now, a lot of people may wonder, why is Cruz going so deep into this early in the week? Well, that's just where the pitching is right now for Biloxi. It's been a struggle for them. They really don't have a ton of effective arms right now, and he's trying to keep them in the game.
He struck out 5 in the first 2 innings. He's also given up 2 runs on 3 hits. That was well out of the zone. Now 1-2 on Micheletti, who's kind of fighting it right now. Had the home run on Saturday, but it's a tough series in Knoxville as he swings and hits one out of play foul.
Well, it was interesting when you were talking about Austin Gordon and how he needed to slow things down and calm down.
Yeah.
I think Eddie's kind of in that same boat, right? Very intense competitor. Sometimes you just need guys like that to take a deep breath.
Next by Cruz, a swing and a miss. You just tell he's pressing. It happens in baseball. He's a super hitter. He's going to hit, but he's kind of pressing right now is Micheletti, as that is strikeout number 6 from Cruz, and that was a changeup. I'm going to bring in Arjun Namala, who has lit up minor league baseball tonight with his first home run as a part of this Los Angeles Angels organization. Oh, we could light it up a little more with a 2-run home run game, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Nothing else going on.
No. It's a Tuesday night.
Actually, back to Micheletti, I wouldn't mind seeing him get a day off. Just chill.
Pitch Anthony's a called strike.
And when I say a day off, I mean a full day off, right? Don't even take batting practice. Just shag some flies, take it easy, and come back refreshed. But that's me.
Works out of the windup, the pitch. Off speed that time. He hung a curveball that time, but Namala just slightly off of it. 1-2 to him. We're talking to Nick Rodriguez about that, and he's telling him put in the lineup and didn't write Rodriguez at the top of the lineup, and he said, well, swing and a miss there by Namala. Punches the fastball by him at 94, and give Cruz some credit, man. He has done a great job. 7 Ks now for him. That's 15 by Biloxi pitching here tonight.
Second time he's K'd Namala as well, and that time it was a very simple fastball down and away, kept it right on the edge of the plate, and he got Namala to chase.
Nick getting the day off today after the off day yesterday. He said, well, if it was back in April or maybe June, as Monroe sends this one out towards deep right field, but the right fielder is there, Keith. He'll make the catch for the we go to the top of the 8th inning in this series opener on this Tuesday night. Rocket City is hanging on right now, a 5-3 advantage. Took over, it was 3-0, and you're back at 2-run lead. So, yeah, a little dicey up and down there, but take us home tonight.
Very uneven effort there, Chris. Very uneven. I'll try to finish it up for us. Anyway, due up for the Shuckers, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Made, followed by Fisher, and then Adam Shevsky, I beg your pardon, right on left, as Made waits 0 for 3 against Espinoza. Pretty good matchup here. As the first pitch swung and missed, a high fastball at 93, and Made came up empty. He's fly to right, line to first, and line to left. That line out to left was saved on a beautiful defensive play by Eddie Micheletti Jr. His catch saved a extra base hit. As the pitch swung on and missed again. Another fastball, 0-2, as playing up at third is Monroe.
How big is that catch now?
Yeah. Arguably the defensive play of the game. He made that grab with 2 on and no one out. Catch was made, runner tagged at second. It led to a sac fly, but then Adam Chevsky rolled to second to end the inning. Here's the set by Espinoza. And the 0-2. Swung and lifted deep left center, but it should hang up for Flint. Circling to his right, Tucker is there. He's got it, and that'll be out number 1. And Made just missed that one. Flying out to center field, 1 up, 1 gone in the 8th for Andrew Fisher.
Made's like a boxer that has just that quick right hand. I mean, he can be late on a pitch and make up for it with that elite bat speed that he has.
And he's 19.
Oh,
so good, so talented, and we're very fortunate to watch him. Here's Fisher. 0 for 2, roll out to first, a strikeout swinging, and a sac fly to left as Espinoza retires a very tough hitter. First pitch by Carlos. Swung on, hit foul straight back, 0-1. By the way, final line on Osmond. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and 2 Ks, as we've got a right-hander Up and throwing in the Shuckers bullpen, that is number 21, Yorman Galindez. I believe I said that right. As near the line at first is Bartolero. The 0-1 swung on and missed. That was a nice cutter inside. Going to go to 0-2. Meanwhile, for Carlos, entering play today, 3-1, a 3.52 ERA. 32nd appearance, all in relief. 54 innings now, 37 hits, 23 runs, 21 earned, 7 homers, 3 hit batsmen, 22 walks, and 71 strikeouts. He's put together a fine year. Make it 72 strikeouts as the changeup catches the very bottom of the zone. It was close. Fisher doesn't like it, but it was a strike according to the computer, and 2 away.
Yeah, just a perfectly placed pitch there on the. That's the thing about Espinosa we've seen from him is it's not just one pitch. Like, he can throw multiple pitches for strikes and he can locate them, and everything just explodes.
By the way, opponents hitting 188 against him as Adamchevsky digs in and lines one out into center, but back is Flint to his left. He makes the catch as Adamchevsky hit it on the nose. 100 off the bat. He lines to center. He's now 1 for 4 with a single, and a nice job by Espinosa. 1-2. Yorman Galindez indeed becomes the new pitcher for Biloxi, and he'll face the middle part of the order. Cozart, Bartolero, and Flint against the Biloxi right-hander. Cozart is 1 for 3, but that one was a big one, a 2-run homer back in the first. And the first pitch is swung and hit foul at home plate. It's 0-1. Cozart has also struck out twice, once swinging. Let's see, for Galindez, 2-3, a 5.98 ERA, 15th appearance to go along with 11 starts. He's 0 for 2 in saves. Right on left, here's the 0-1. Big curveball will miss low. Going to even at a ball in a strike. 43 2/3 innings, 47 hits, 33 runs, 29 earned. He's allowed 5 homers while hitting 2, walking 27, and striking out 37. Opponents are hitting a healthy 287 against him. 1-1. Fastball hit foul at home plate. It will go to 1-2 on the left-handed hitter. By the way, we do have an attendance to give you, 2,749 on this Tuesday evening. Cozart steps back in, open stance for the left-handed hitter. Galindez sets the 1-2. Inside, he missed with a slider. Going to go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, it's funny. Here's the set by Galindez, the next pitch. Fastball in the dirt that skips the backstop, 3-2. I looked up at the roster to see if I could get a pronunciator. By the way, Kenyon Yovan throwing in the Rocket City Pen. To get a pronunciator on Galindez's name.
Yeah.
Well, his name is there, but it's for his first name.
Yorman.
Yeah, Yorman. It's the other one I wanted. Here's the 3-2. Fastball outside. That'll be ball 4.
Just like it sounds.
That'll be walk number 1 by Galindez. That'll be walk number 3 by Biloxi pitchers, and 1 on with no one out for Caleb Bartolero. 1 of 3. Caleb 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, an infield single, and a run scored. There's a look at a half moon on this Tuesday. Rain last night really cooled things off as squaring the bunt, pulling it back, taking the pitch low is Bartolero, 1-0, and then we had a very odd-looking sunset because it was still cloudy, but the sun was hovering above, and it had been so hot we had lightning throughout the evening, just fireworks almost. Throw over to first, bad throw. Oh, it hit the umpire, and everyone is going to stay put. Trey Ward appears to be okay, but that ball was in the dirt on the throw by Galindez. It was going to go down the right field line, but it caught Ward right in the chest. Big break for Biloxi, and fortunately Ward is okay.
He didn't flinch.
He's a tough guy. He's an umpire. You got to be tough. 1-0. Here's the set. Squaring to bunt Bartolero, and the pitch down and away. On the fastball, 2-0. I'm interested to see Caleb bunt. He tried to bunt during batting practice today. It was not a successful effort, but they're going to see if he can put one down here.
Some guys don't even know the bunt sign until they get to certain levels.
2-0. He's swinging, and he rips it into left field on the move back and over the head of Adam Chevsky and off the wall. That's going to score a run, and the second is Bartolero, an RBI double, and it's a 6-3 ball game. So forget about the bunt. 111 off the bat. That was a heat-sinking missile into left center field. Adam Chevsky went back on it, but it was over his head and to his left. For Bartolero, that'll be his 33rd RBI of the season. Cozart easily scores from first. He got a great read on the ball. And Rocket City has doubled them up at 6-3.
Body language from Melendez wasn't great. I mean, you're going to go out and go for a visit here for Josh Spence, but I don't know if it was just to kind of, I mean, it's when you've lost 11 in a row, you've experienced a lot of this type thing. You climb back, you get close, but Caleb Bartolero, we had a chance to watch him in batting practice quite a few days. Man, the ball just really jumps off his bat, and he's become such an integral piece in the middle of this lineup to produce runs.
Meeting is over. RBI number 33 for Bartolero. By the way, Trash Band fans, if you want to continue following the Angels' top prospects and tomorrow's stars wherever you go, then be sure to download the Valley Sports Live app. It's hands down the best way to watch minor league baseball. Get every game at your fingertips all season long, plus real-time enhanced stats in an interactive bingo game you can play right along with every pitch. Right on left as the first pitch to Flint. In the dirt, great backhand stop by Wood to prevent a wild pitch. And it's 1-0. You can watch from your phone or your TV, and the best part, it's completely free. Just head to the App Store and download Valley Sports Live today. 1-0 on Flint, who's 2 for 2. 2 singles, a run scored, and a hit by pitch. 6-3 Rocket City. They look for more. Here's the 1-0. Fastball down and in. 2-0. You know, I know we saw Jovan up and throwing. I get it's a safe situation. But when we talk about guys who could split the closing duties with Kenyon, Carlos Espinoza is one of those guys they brought up. You mentioned at the end of last inning, why not bring him out for the ninth? If Rocket City can push another rung across, maybe Joe Cruz will do that, but we'll see.
7 pitches, 7 strikes for Espinoza, by the way.
The 2-0 is swung, and he just missed it. A pop-up into left. Coming in is Adam Chevsky. Drifts to his left now. He'll make the catch as popping up to left is Flint, and that'll be the first out of the 8th inning. Now, let me...
You can say, well, maybe Espinoza can come back and pitch tomorrow now.
That you could. Anthony Skull, by the way, going to come in and hit for DeJesus. My guess is Flint will move to right, and then they'll move Skull out to center field when we get to the 9th inning. It's been a tough night at the plate for Randy, so they're going to let Skull hit in this situation where he's 225 with a homer and 5 driven in. For what it's worth, Jovan last week, let me poke through the numbers here. I believe he only appeared in 1 game.
Last homestand, it was Was successful but adventurous along the way.
He did appear in one game. Shocker, I was right. As the right on left in the pitches swung on a miss, slider down and in. 0-1. He went an inning, allowed 2 hits, a run, and was earned no walks and 2 punch-outs in the Friday loss to Knoxville. You're right. He's been shaky of late, but that may be why they want to bring him in, is just to make sure he gets some work and doesn't get too rusty. Scholes stands in, right on left. Here's the set, and the 0-1. Swung on and missed. 4-seam fastball away, and Skull down in the count, 0-2.
Every win's good, but this one, if Rocket City can finish it off, would be a really much-needed win. And you got a team coming in, I mentioned the word desperate earlier, lost 11 straight games.
Here's the set, the 0-2. And the fastball is skied to center. Easy play for Payne. He'll drift in. Camp under it, catch is made. Bluffing from second is Bartolero. He'll stay put. And that'll be out number 2.
By the way, I forgot to do this earlier, Josh. We get the 4th run of the game. Trash Pandas score 4 runs, claim 6 free wings on us at Walk-On Sports Bistro, dine in only. Offer valid 24 hours after today's game.
What?
Wings.
2 out. Here's Fontenelle. He's 1 for 2. A 2-run double, a walk, and a strikeout swinging. This is a right on left matchup as Galindez sets and delivers. And the curveball. There's the hook for a strike. 0-1. By the way, as we play the bottom of the 8th here, Montgomery has just finished off Columbus 10-4 in Georgia tonight. Birmingham and Chattanooga are in extras, tied at 3, bottom 10. That game in Tennessee. Fastball high and away, 1-1. And if you're Rocket City, you're rooting for the Lookouts this evening. So we'll see if Chattanooga can help out the Trash Pandas. Fontenelle, meanwhile, stands in. Galinda is ready to go out of Venezuela. Signed as a free agent with the Brewers in 2022, and time called as he'll step off the rubber. 3-4-0 for Biloxi, 6-7-0 for Rocket City. The wind has died down. They play him straight away in the outfield. The 1-1 pitch. Long wait. Here it is. High and away. It goes off the mid of Wood, and it'll trickle to the backstop. And going second to third will be Bartolero. The pitch was nowhere near still. I think they may give Wood a pass ball on that one. Yeah, they're going to give it a wild pitch. So the wild one will move Bartolero up. And it's at 2-1 on Fontenelle as Rocket City looking to add to its lead. 2-1. Fastball ripped into right center field. That's going to split the gap. And that's going to go to the wall and score another run. Fontenelle headed for second. He'll stop there with a RBI double into right center field. Bartolero trots in from third. RBI number 26 for Cole. And that'll make it a 7-3 game. 109 off the bat.
Cole loves swinging the bat here, man. His last 4 games in this ballpark, he now has 9 RBIs and 5 extra base hits.
And you just wonder what it takes for him to carry that over to the road and maybe get him back on track with his career. You can see he still has it. It's just got to be more consistent. Here's McCroskey, who's 0 for 3. First pitch. That one hit hard at short, moving to his left. Nicely played by Madej. Throws to first in time. That'll retire the Some changes for the Rocket City defense. It's all in the outfield. Tucker Flynn is actually going to move to left. Anthony Skoll will go to center, and it will be Eddie Micheletti Jr. going from left to right. So that's how that all shapes up. As again, Randy DeJesus was pinch hit for in the 9th inning. And we are ready to go as Carlos Espinoza going to stay out there, and he will be going as he'll set and deliver his first pitch. It's a strike, a slider. It's 0-1 for Espinoza. He will be gunning for his first save of the year as he came on when the score was only 5-3. Here is Luis Pena to lead things off, 1 of 3, and the pitch swung on and missed. A changeup down and away. It's 0-2. Pena a single, a run scored, also a fly out to right, and a strikeout swinging in his Double-A debut. Chris Harris has headed down below to talk to a winning Trash Panda as soon as this one's over. Here's the set and the 0-2. In the dirt that time. He fired a cutter that time to Carlos. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Northrop Grumman postgame show to follow the action here on the radio side as Rocket City 3 outs away from snapping this 5-game losing streak. And hopefully we'll have a final to that Birmingham-Chattanooga game by the time we leave air. Pitch is swung on, bounced at short, waiting back on 2 hops, booting it is Namala, and that'll be an error. He had a fast man going down the line. I know he wanted to rush it, and he just moved a little too quick for himself. Didn't look the ball into the glove, and he'll pick up the E6. And that'll be the first error of the game for Rocket City, so not exactly how you wanted to start the 9th inning. But again, Rocket City up 4, and here's Matthew Wood. Or I beg your pardon, this is Darian Miller, who pinch hit for Matthew Wood in the 7th inning. Miller walked, came around to score. And he'll bat here with 1 man on and no one out. Right against left, Espinoza, first pitch. And the slider misses high. It will go to 1-0 on Wood. Boy, listen to you, Josh. Miller's at the plate. Sorry, you get used to saying one name and it's hard to get it out of your head. Leading away at first is Pena. He can run. Very unique stance by Miller as the pitch is a strike, a slider. Going to go to 1-1. He brings his feet together and keeps his hands out in front of him. I've seen other guys do that before, but it's just still very unique. Now, he's got a wider stance than it looks like on your television, but it's almost like he's leaning backwards as the pitch is delivered. Then he crouches, and then he's ready to strike, but now he takes a slider that falls in there. It will go to 1-2. Well, shoot, Chattanooga had the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. They must have rolled into a double play because that inning has just ended, and they are still tied up at 3. So they'll play on there as Wood digs back in. Miller ready to go. From the belt, the 1-2. Here it is. Oh, that was strike 3. It was a slider on the lower inside corner, but it was called off the plate by home plate umpire Chad Westlake. I think Westlake may have been fooled by that pitch. That easily caught the zone. We'll take a look at it again. And we didn't quite get there. Next offering, swung, belted foul down the right side. He was out in front of the slider. It's going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we got a little pitch tracks on our laptops up here that allows us to follow pitch to pitch, and that one easily caught the zone, the 1-2 pitches prior. Miller waits, as well off the line at third is Monroe. Espinoza with the 2-2. Swung, popped up into right. Ranging toward the line, Micheletti still coming. He'll slow up about 5 feet short of the line. He will make the call and the catch. 4 out number 1 as Pena retreats to first. 1 on with 1 out for Damon Keith. Before he stands in, let's give our stations a chance to identify themselves. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. So here's Keith, who had an RBI double his last time up. He's also struck out twice, both times swinging. This is a right-on-right matchup as the pitch is down and away. That was a slider, 1-0. If the game ends here, Yorman Galindez, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out none. Espinoza looks back in, 1-0. Took something off, and that one just off the plate. That was a slider. Going to go to 2 balls and no strikes. 3-4-0 for Biloxi, 7-8-1 for Rocket City. Espinoza kicks and delivers, and the pitch in the dirt, and it's 3-0 off the slider. So he's down in the count 3-0. I know this guy's had a great year, but you certainly don't want to walk him. Look for Carlos to put a couple of over, and we'll see what Keith does. Holding the runner at first is Bartolero. He's got to be taking here, at least that's what you would think. 3-0. He does, and it's ball 4. Carlos nowhere near with that pitch. So Pena will trot to second. Keith now reaches. Suddenly you need one more base runner to give yourself a chance if you're Biloxi. That'll be walk number 1 by Espinoza. 4th walk of the game by Rocket City. Here comes Joe Cruzel. He's seen enough. He gave Espinoza a chance to put this one to bed, and the error wasn't his fault, but the walk was. And he's going to turn to Kenyon Yovan, his fireman, to close this one out. So a new pitcher coming into the game. It'll be Kenyon Yovan. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. First and second, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Rocket City leading at 7-3. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. Kenyon Yovan will come in and try to finish it off for Rocket City. He's 5-2 on the year, a 3.27 ERA, 40th appearance all in relief, 11 of 13 in saves, 44 innings, 31 hits, 21 runs, 16 earned. He has allowed 2 homers while hitting 8 and walking 18. He has also struck out 53. Opponents are hitting 200 against him. So he comes in, Rocket City up 7-3, but runners at first and second and 1 out. This is a save situation with the tying run on deck. And he will face Mike Bovey, who is 0 of 3 tonight. An RBI ground out to short, a strikeout swinging, and a rollout to second. So Yovan will face Bovey. By the way, Carlos Espinoza, inning and a third, no hits. He walked 1 and struck out another. Right on left. First pitch by Yovan. Down and in as he fired a curveball. 1-0. Espinoza also did not give up any runs. However, both runners on base are his responsibility. So 7-3 as Biloxi trying to make a charge here in the 9th inning. How about a ground ball to short, and we'll call it a night. The set, look back of second. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and popped up into right center field. Drifting over is Micheletti. He'll give way to the center fielder. That's going to be Skull, who'll make the call and the catch for out number 2. So Bovey flies out to shallow right center field where Skull is up to the task. 2 away, and the last chance for Biloxi will be Dylan O'Ray. He's 0 for 2, a walk, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts, one of them looking. So Yovan against O'Ray. Again, Kenyon only pitched in 1 game against Knoxville last week. The fastball high, 1-0. I mentioned he gave up a run. Unfortunately, that 1 run wound up being the difference in the Friday night loss. When he gave it up, Rocket City was down 5-2, but the Trash Pandas made a rally in the 9th inning and lost 5-4. He's trying to bounce back from that. Kenyon 1-0. Here it is. Breaking ball, it bounces off of Jovan. Caroms to Monroe, he doesn't have a play, and legging out an infield single will be Dylan O'Ray. It was a hard hit ground ball, 93 off the bat. I think it caught Jovan in his wallet. The ball ricocheted to Monroe. Wisely, Jake held on to the ball. Yeah, he tried to make a behind the back stab there, did Jovan. It caught him on his backside. That'll be an infield single. Pena goes second to third. First to second is Keith. O'Ray with his first hit, and suddenly the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Braylon Payne, who's 1 for 4, a single, a strikeout swinging, a pop-up to second, and a ground out to third as things are getting interesting again. Right against left, Jovan delivers. Pitch swung on and missed. He chased the four-seam fastball high and tight. It's 0-1 on the left-handed hitter. By the way, that's the 5th hit of the game for Biloxi. Wind not a factor as Payne steps back in. The right-hander Jovan comes set, the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Missing high that time. He went out of the zone, still fired a sinker, wanted to see if Payne would maybe help him out. It's going to even at a ball and a strike. The Missouri City, Texas native stands back in. The kick in the 1-1, swing and a miss again. Curveball down and in. It'll go to 1-2, and Jovan a strike away from wrapping this up. He's been fooled on a couple of inside pitches. Well, he tried to go into his wheelhouse one more time. Jovan back to the belt. The 1-2. Here it is. Got him. Fastball high and away. Coming up empty was Payne. He strikes out swinging. That'll be strikeout number 1 for Jovan. Strikeout number 11 for Rocket City pitching. And the Trash Pandas are a winner. They snap that 5-game losing streak as they win this one tonight by the final score of 7-3. And with that win, it's brought to you by Twice Daily. Twice Daily Rewards members get a $1 slice off of pizza tomorrow. Limit 1 per loyalty account. As in the 9th inning for the Shuckers, they get no runs on 1 hit. There was an error, 3 left on base. Carlos Espinoza goes an inning and a third, no hits, no runs. He walked 1, struck out another. Kenyon Jovan, 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 1 hit, no runs. He walked no one, and he struck out 1 to end the ball game. Chris Harris will meet with someone here in just a moment. Biloxi 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They leave 4, 5, 7 men on base. For Rocket City, 7 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Rocket City leaves 8. For those of you on radio, we'll be back with the Northrop Grumman post-game show. Again, Rocket City winner 7-3. This is
all right.
Thanks,
Ben. Down here with Arjun Namala. First home run at the at this
those of you on
place
TV
for the AA level for you. First Rocket
Chris.
City home run. First as a member of the Angels organization. How did it feel to get that first home run out of the way?
Felt good, Eddie had 1, Cozy had 3, so it was just a matter of time for me, and it felt really good to get 1 out of the way.
Well, the Angels fans have been keeping up with you. They were concerned when you had the finger injury, obviously, but how does it feel to be back in the lineup and contributing like tonight?
It feels really good. We're in a playoff race here. We're trying to clinch the second half, and it's big because for me, I want to be out there and do the best I can for the team.
We lost 5 consecutive ball games coming into tonight's game. How big was it to get Jacob with that 2-run home run in the first inning, give you guys some confidence starting the game?
No, it was huge. No, it was huge. I mean, we obviously it's a game of baseball. You're going to lose, but to set the table like that in the first inning was huge, and it helped the offense, keep going. And the pitchers did a good job today as well.
I was going to ask you about Austin Gordon. How nice was it to play behind him again, because he's really pitching well right now?
Yeah, he's doing really good. I mean, I have to credit the whole pitching staff. They've been able to do a really good job since I've been here, since I've watched. I mean, he's a workhorse. He pounds the zone, and that's always good to play behind as a defense.
You get traded to the Angels. You're in the middle of a pennant race. You guys are excited about this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we were in a great spot back in New Hampshire, but, this is an opportunity I've never been able to do, and I hope we do it.
All right, thanks, Arjun.
Thank you, guys.
First home run for the Trash Pandas tonight for Arjun Namala. By the way, now the new #1 prospect for the Los Angeles Angels. Back to you guys.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. And for those of you on Way More Television and MILB TV, that'll do it for us tonight. Be back here tomorrow, 6:30 airtime, 6:35 first pitch for Game 2 of this series. Again, Rocket City winner 7-3. For Chris Harris and for Danny Williams, this is Josh Carey saying so long, everyone. This has been Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. And for those of you listening on radio, that was me just wrapping up the television portion of our broadcast. Josh Carey with you, and back at Mission Control running the boards is Daniel Williams. The news is good. First time we've said that in 5 days as Rocket City gets this week off to a good start. They defeat a beleaguered Biloxi Ball Club by the final score of 7-3, and with that, the Shuckers have now lost 12 games in a row. Again, Rocket City snaps a 5-game losing skid, and with that, the Trash Pandas are now 58-56 on the season, 23-23 for the second half, and the Shuckers, meanwhile, they will drop to 55-56 on the year. Hard to believe they have a losing record overall, but they are 55-56 and 20-26 for half number 2. Let's go ahead and take you through what happened in this ball game. And boy, when you're in a slump, the best thing to do is score early and try to play from ahead. That's exactly what Rocket City did this evening. With 2 outs and no one on base in the first inning, Jake Monroe drew a walk, and then Jacob Cozart stepped in and walloped his 3rd home run as a Trash Panda, his 13th of the year. It went over the right center field wall, RBI 52 and 53, and that gave Rocket City a 2-0 lead. And I know what you're saying. Rocket City scored first in each of the 5 losses to Knoxville, but here's the deal. It's one thing to go up 1-0 against a good team on the road. It's another thing to go up 2-0 on a struggling team that's playing in your backyard, and that's exactly what that home run did for Cozart in the Trash Pandas as they led it 2-0. They would use the long ball again in the 3rd inning to add a run. It was Arjun Namala who stepped to the plate, the much heralded prospect, the number 1 overall prospect in the Angels system, who came over from the Blue Jays in the Jose Soriano trade earlier this month. Well, he stepped to the plate and made his presence known with his first Trash Pandas and Angels home run. It was a deep solo shot over the left field wall, his 5th of the year. That includes his time in the Blue Jays organization. Home run number 5, RBI number 15, and that upped Rocket City's lead to 3-0. Meanwhile, on the hill tonight for Rocket City was Austin Gordon, who continued to roll merrily along. He has been dominant over the last 6 weeks or so. Tonight, 6 innings, 2 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 7 as he got the win to go to 7-6 on the year. In fact, through the first 5 innings, he allowed only 1 hit and 2 base runners. That hit was a single. He had also walked a man, and he also struck out 7, including the side, in the 5th inning. He was cruising right along. He finally got touched up in the 6th inning when the Shuckers finally put their first run on the board. Dylan O'Ray led things off with a walk. He would move to 2nd on a single by Braylon Payne, and then probably a very overlooked play in this game, but a big play nonetheless. Jesus Madej, the number 1 overall prospect in all of minor league baseball, laces a deep drive into left field off the bat. I thought it was going to get over the head of Eddie Micheletti Jr., but instead Micheletti raced straight back to the wall, leapt down the warning track, made a great catch as he crashed into the outfield wall, saving a double and preserving 1 out for Rocket City, as tagging up at 2nd and moving to 3rd on the flyout was O'Ray. That would put runners at the corners with 1 away before Andrew Fisher would hit a sac fly to left to bring in O'Ray and make it a 3-1 ball game. But one of the things we noticed throughout this ball game, and boy, it's the mark of a team that's struggling. Whenever Biloxi would get a run and get close, Rocket City would push them right back the very next time up. That's what happened tonight. After that run, Rocket City responded with 2 in the 6th inning. 1 out, no one on base. Caleb Bartolero would single. He would move to 2nd on another single by Tucker Flint after Randy DeJesus struck out for out number 2. Cole Fontenelle came through in the clutch with a 2-run double down the right field line, scoring Bartolero from 2nd and Flint from 1st. For Fontenelle, those were RBI 26 and 27, and suddenly the Trash Pandas had a 5-1 lead. Got to give Biloxi some credit. They would not go quietly tonight. They would pick up 2 runs in the 7th inning against Bryce Osmond to make the game close. Luis Pena in his Double-A debut led off with a single. He would move to 2nd on a walk to Darian Miller before Damon Keith came through with an RBI double, scoring Pena. That would make it a 5-2 ball game, while Miller went from 1st to 3rd. Give Osmond some credit. It looked like he was on the ropes, but he would settle down after that. He would get Mike Bovey to roll out to short on what would drive in Miller from third. So that was an RBI ground out to short for Bovee, his 52nd RBI of the year. That would make it a 5-3 ball game, while Damon Keith went from second to third. With one away, it was Osman who was able to strike out Dylan O'Ray, looking big K right there for out number 2. And then finally, to get out of the jam, it was Osman who reared back and struck out Braylon Payne swinging. That ended that threat, and Rocket City clung to a 5-3 lead as we headed to the 7th inning stretch. Things would stay that way until the 8th inning, when Rocket City would get those 2 runs back and reassume their 4-run lead. Jacob Kozar would lead things off with a walk. He would then score from first on a resounding double to left center field by Caleb Bardolero for Caleb, his 33rd RBI. That would make it a 6-3 ball game. And then after Tucker Flint and Anthony Skull each flew out, it was Cole Fontenelle one more time who came through with an RBI double into right center field. That plated Bardolero and made the score 7-3. Fontenelle with a whale of a night. He finishes 2 of 3, 2 doubles, 3 RBI. He also drew a walk for the ball game, and Rocket City led it 7-3. Things got interesting in the 9th inning. Carlos Espinoza tried to pin the game down with a 2-inning save. Luis Pena, though, would reach on an error by the shortstop Namala. Matthew Wood would fly out to right. Damon Keith would then walk to put runners at first and second with 1 away. And at that point, it was Espinoza taken out in favor of Kenyon Yovan. Yovan would get Mike Bovee to fly out to shallow center. He would then give up an infield single to Dylan O'Ray on a comebacker that caught Yovan on his right hip. That loaded the bases with no one out. Suddenly it was Payne at the plate representing the tying run for Biloxi, but he would strike out swinging to end the ball game, and Rocket City is a winner this evening by the final score of 7-3. Here are your totals for Biloxi: 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, they leave 7. Rocket City, 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, they leave 5. Austin Gordon with the win. He moves to 7-6 on the season. I already gave you his line. J.D. Thompson gets the start and the loss for the Shuckers, the former Vandy boy. He falls to 0-2 on the year. 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 8 for the contest. And for Kenyon Yovan, it was his 12th save of the season. He faced 3 men in the 9th inning, went 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout for him. Time of game, it was his 12th save of the season. Time of game was 2 hours and 30 minutes, and the attendance 2,749. As again, Rocket City gets a much-needed win over Biloxi tonight by the final score of 7-3. There's a look at what happened in this ball game this evening. We'll take one more break on the Northrop Grumman post-game show. Come back and wrap it up right after this. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. Josh Carey back here to wrap it up on the Northrop Grumman post-game show, as again, Rocket City a winner tonight over Biloxi by the final score of 7-3. And the mission at Northrop Grumman is to be at the forefront of technology and innovation, delivering superior capability in tandem with maximized cost efficiencies. The security solutions they provide help secure freedoms for our nation as well as those of our allies. All was not good tonight. Unfortunately, Chattanooga came up short against Birmingham this evening. Barons win by the final 4-3 in 11 innings. So with that, Rocket City is still 2 games up on Birmingham for second place in the North Division standings. Again, if Knoxville wins the second half, that means they win both halves. The second playoff spot would go to the second place team for half number 2. Right now, that is Rocket City up 2 on Birmingham. You're hoping to pick up a game on them, but again, the Lookouts came up short, and so Rocket City remains 2 up of Birmingham as we enter play on Wednesday. That's going to do it for us tonight. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow. That'll be at a 6:20 airtime, 6:35 first pitch as the Trash Pandas take on the Shuckers in Game 2 of the 6-game series. It'll be Lucas Knowles going to the hill for Rocket City, 1-1 at 4.62 ERA. Starter has not been named for Biloxi, but we'll certainly know by first pitch. Hopefully the Bats can continue to do what they're doing against this struggling Biloxi team, try to get a second straight win, and try to continue to get back into the fight in this Northern Division race. Rocket City right now 2.5 games behind Knoxville as they were suspended tonight. Their play against Pensacola. That being said, Knoxville was out to a 9-0 lead. So Trash Pandas still some work to do there, but as long as you focus on that, hopefully they'll be able to separate themselves from Birmingham as we go over the final 4 weeks of this season. But again, we'd love to have you here tomorrow, 6:20 airtime, 6:35 first pitch. It's going to be our Wine Wednesdays. Also, just a lot of fun at the ballpark. But if you can't join us right here on Talk Radio, WZZN or ESPN 97.7 The Zone for all of the action. Rocket City and Biloxi in Game 2 of 6. That'll do it for us tonight. Special thank you back at Mission Command for all the hard work this evening from Daniel Williams. And, of course, thank you to all of you for listening to Rocket City Trash Pandas Baseball. Again, your final score on this winning night, it's the Trash Pandas over the Shuckers by the final score of 7-3. For Chris Harris and for Daniel Williams and for everyone with the Rocket City Trash Pandas, this is Josh Carey saying so long, everybody. This has been Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Sports Live. All right, Daniel, you have a good one, sir. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Be good.